Yo, what's up everybody, Jumpin' here. Today I wanted to make a really quick video on Monster Hunter World, pretty much just telling you guys what is the best way to get decorations. This is a comment that I get all the time. People will ask me, how do I have so many decorations, and what is the best way to pretty much do it. So I'm going to be kind of sharing what I like to do and how I like to farm for my decorations in Monster Hunter World. Now, the first thing I do want to say is that the method I'm going to be showing you in this is actually fairly well known, and I'm assuming that a lot of people might actually know about this. But if you don't know about it, you might actually learn something, and this can definitely help you get decorations, especially if you're looking for certain decorations. If you just want critical jewels, or if you just want attack jewels, or whatever, you can definitely get those jewels a lot easier by using this method. Also, I do have to say that there are better ways of doing this method than the way I like to do it. I'm going to show you like the simple way of doing it, because the better way of doing it is a little bit more complicated, and I'm sure that you can find on Reddit, or maybe there's other videos that can explain the best way of doing it. But for that way, you pretty much have to go and do some quests, and then you have to come back. I'll kind of explain that as I go, but for now, I'm going to try to make this simple. I'm just going to show you guys the way that I like to do it. Now, the first thing I just have to say is, the way I got most of my decorations was just playing a lot and farming the crap out of tempereds. I did a ton of tempered elders, a ton of tempered 2s, and that was pretty much that. But besides that, I also did use this exploit I'm going to show, which definitely did help as well. It actually got me a lot of the decorations that I really wanted. Now for this method, we're going to be using the Elder Melder, and we're going to be exploiting the first Wyvern Ritual. And for this, you're going to need Gleaming Streamstones. So you get these from Elder Dragons. So you definitely want to farm some of them to get some of these. Now, a lot of people might have a ton of these, okay, like 50 or 60. And if you do, that can be kind of a problem for my method. If you're using the other method, it's probably not as bad. But for my method, I don't really like to have more than, let's say, 10 or 15. That would be like my maximum. So normally I like to sell them down until I have like 5. Then I'll just go farm some more and I'll do it again. So that's the way I normally like to do it. But the first thing that we need to do here is we actually need to go ahead and make a backup copy of our save. Now you can do this easily on PS4. If you have PlayStation Plus, you could just go ahead and use the cloud save. Or you can use a USB. On Xbox, I'm assuming that you can definitely use a USB to make a backup copy of your save. I'm not sure if on Xbox you can copy your save to a cloud save or anything like that. And on PC, I'm assuming you can definitely make a backup copy of your save. So no matter what you're playing on, that's all you have to do. Just go and make a backup copy of your save, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty guys, well right now I'm in the PlayStation settings, and with this, I'll show you guys on the PS4 how to make a backup copy of your save really easily. And I'm sure that you can do this on Xbox with the USB. Not too sure about the cloud save, but for this, I'm going to be using the cloud save. So when you go to save data in system storage, and this is in application save data management, you can go ahead and go to upload to online storage. If you have PlayStation Plus, you can use this. Or you can always just copy to a USB device if you want to do that. So you go to that, and then you just select Monster Hunter World, and then you click upload. I always click apply to all, although I don't really think that matters. And then you just upload it, and you wait for it to be done. Once you have the upload save, you can go ahead and download this anytime. And the way to download it is through this, which is save data in online storage. And then you can download that to your system storage, which will overwrite your current game save. So that is important. You always want to make a backup copy of your save before you try to do this exploit. So now I'm going to go ahead and hop back on Monster Hunter World, and I'll show you what you can do to exploit the first Wyvern Ritual. Alrighty guys, well I'm back on Monster Hunter World, and now let's get to exploiting this. So remember, step 1 is to copy your save. Make an upload, or just copy it to a USB. Step 2 is going to be, we're going to look inside every one of our Gleaming Streamstones that we have. Now remember, if you have like 50 of these, that's a little bit more complicated because you have so many. And what you can actually do, I'm just going to show you this now, just for the future. Because what I like to do is whenever I get too many of these Gleaming Streamstones, I actually sell them until I only have about 5 or 10. I think that 15 is pretty much my personal limit on what I'm willing to hold. Because I know that at any point, these can actually change. So let me go ahead and select this. And then if you scroll over in your materials at this merchant, you can actually find these things. Here they are. And you could sell them. So let's say I wanted to get rid of some of these because I have way too many of those. I could sell them, make some money off of it. And these are actually worth like quite a bit. They're 3,000 a piece. So if I had like, let's say 30 of these because I was farming a lot and I wasn't opening these, I would definitely go and sell like a bunch of them to get back down to either 5 or 10 or whatever it might be, because that's just what I would recommend. Another thing too, I just want to quickly point out, if you have a quest with 1 feint on it, let's say you have an Elder Dragon quest that you really want to do but you're worried about it. So let's say I wanted to do one that only has 1 feint. I don't actually know if I have one like that. But if I did have one with 1 feint, and let's say 4 rewards or 5 rewards at the end, I'm like, dude, I want to do that, but I don't want to fail it. I do not recommend multiplayer for that because the chance of you failing that with multiplayer is really high. But what you can actually do is, before you do that quest, go and copy your save. And then, if you do fail it, download your save until you actually beat it and you get your rewards. Then you can go and upload it again and run it again. You can also do this, believe it or not, where you can actually just keep running that same quest over and over again until you get something really good from it. There's been times where I really, really needed a hero streamstone, and I'm like, damn, I really want, let's say, one for the bow, and I can't get it, but I have only like so many really good quests for an Elder Dragon. I would just keep running that quest over and over again until I get the hero streamstones that I want. And you can do that too. So you can totally exploit this game if you just make backup copies of your save and then you download that. So there's a couple of ways you can use that little system to exploit things. But that's another thing that you can do. You can, at any point, upload your save before you do a really hard quest that you're worried about failing because it might be like 1 feint, 15 minutes or something like that. So when it comes to this, remember, this is step 2. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open all 5 of these, okay? Now, if I had 10 of them, I would open all 10. If I had 15 of them, I would open all 15. Now, once you start to get to like 20 or 25 or 30, that might just be too many. You might not have enough jewels to actually open all of these because obviously we're going to have to throw our jewels in here. It does not matter which jewels you throw in here. Every single one of the jewels that you use here will be given back to you when you go and download your save. Now, you do need to be careful about that. You need to know when you're uploading your save, when you're downloading your save, when you're copying it to the USB, and when you're copying it back from the USB to the system storage. You don't want to accidentally mess up and overwrite your backup save, because if you do, well, you're going to be in trouble. So just be careful with that. But for this, we're just going to open these up and see what is inside of these, and then we need to remember what's inside. So you could use a piece of paper if you like and write it down, or you could just use your head and try to remember the best you can. So this would be our first one that we're opening. And then when we look inside, we're going to see, is there anything good in here? No, there's not. There's nothing in here that I would want. So all I have to do now is just remember the first one, nothing good in it, okay? Now let's open the second one and let's see if there's anything good in this one, which I have a feeling there's going to be nothing good in these, but I'll show you guys how you can actually reset these and you can look again, because if you do reset them, something good can be in them later. So let's take a look. We have a critical eye jewel in here. So let's say you wanted that critical eye jewel. What you would have to remember is, okay, the second one I opened, number 2 is the jewel I want. So you can write that down, or you can just go ahead and, I don't know, try to remember if you can. Let's open number 3 now. So we're just going to throw some jewels in here, and we're going to open this now. And we're going to see what is inside of this one. Hopefully something good, but I doubt it. Let's see. So far nothing, but we do have a paralyzed jewel. Now this is one that I personally would not want, but let's say you really wanted that jewel. You would have to remember, all right, the number 3 one that I opened, number 3 is the jewel I want. So let's say that you wanted that critical eye one and you wanted that paralyzed jewel. Just remember, number 2, 2, number 3, 3. And you would be good to go. You can go and get those jewels if you want once you go and get your save back. So let's go ahead and open this one now. See what is inside of this. Okay. Obviously, it saves your game. So this is kind of a slow process as you're doing it, but it has a purpose, a good purpose. So there you go. Nothing in that one. Let's open this one. This will be our last one. And remember, if you have like 50 of these things, this can take a long time to look inside of all of them. And that's why I'm saying that 50 is just too much, for example. And I would just sell some so that you can get like 15 or 20 at the most. All right, so those last two, they were crap. So now what I'm going to go do is go and download my save. By downloading my save, everything I just did will be totally erased, okay? Now, the results of what came out of those will be the same. So now that I have the knowledge of where those jewels are that I might want, I can go and get those jewels if I want to. Now, I'm not going to, but if I wanted those jewels, I could. And all I have to remember is 2233, and those would be the jewels I would go and get. So let me go download my save now, and I'll come back, and I'll show you some other things that you can do with this to actually make it even better. Alrighty guys, well I'm back again, and this would be step 3 of the process. And in step 3, you can do one of two things. Either A, open up the decorations that you know you want. So if you remember that order that I told you, just open it up in that way, and you can go and get your decorations that you want. And if you don't want any of them, like I don't want any of them, you can actually reset all of those gleaming streamstones. You can make them so that all of them have something new in there, and maybe something this time around will be good and something that you want to keep. So that is an option as well. Now, there are ways to truly exploit this, and that's where Reddit would come in handy. You can read about it, where let's say you do have 40 gleaming streamstones, which is a lot. And on number 20, there was an attack jewel, and you want that attack jewel at number 20. Well, what you can do is you can actually run some quests, and every time you run a quest, it's going to manipulate the order of where everything is. So Reddit can help you with that, and you can actually read about how to actually move number 20 up to, let's say, number 38. That way, you only have to open 2 of them, and boom, you're going to get your attack jewel out of number 38 instead of number 20. Because if you actually have to put all those jewels in there to get to number 20, that's going to take a lot of jewels and a lot of time to actually get there. So keep that in mind. And there are a lot of quests that you could run that will not take you long to do, like less than a minute. So that's really not a problem, but it is a little bit complicated where I like to keep things simplified for myself. So that's why I like to keep no more than 15 gleaming streamstones at one time. Normally I like to have 5 to 10. And then all I have to do, if I just want to reset everything in there and just check again, I'll just go and run 5 or 10 quests. And I wouldn't actually go and do quests that are really short or really easy. I would just go farm some more, go do some more temper 2s, some more temper 3s, and then I would come back and check it later. And it's definitely a really fast way of doing it, because if I'm playing with a group of people and we're having fun and we're farming monsters and tempereds, I would just simply say, you know, give me like 5 minutes. I'm going to go check my stuff. I would check my stuff. Well, first I would make the copy of my save. Then I would go and check it. If there was nothing good, I would go download my save, come back, say, okay, let's play some more. And then when we're done playing some more, I would say, okay, give me 5 more minutes. I'm going to go check again. And I would just go check again. And eventually, I would hit gold. It happened multiple times. I got a ton of critical jewels that way. I got 2 attack jewels that way. And a bunch of other stuff that I needed, like the Mighty Jewel, the Peak Performance Jewel. There's a lot of really great jewels I got from doing that. So that was a simple way that I did it. Like I said, there's a more complicated way you can do it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and run 5 quests to show you that you can actually go ahead and reset all of your gleaming streamstones. And I like the number 5 because it's really easy to run 5 quests. And like I said, I would normally just go about my day playing, but for now, I'm going to pretty much just go and do something simple. I'll probably do an event quest just to actually get some more tempereds or whatever. I'll probably just do this quest because you can easily get some more tempered quests by doing this, picking up all the tracks, and also, of course, just collecting the stuff, which is super easy to do. So that's what I'm going to go do right now. And once I'm done doing 5 of these, I'll come back and I'll reopen the ones I already opened. And if you remember what's inside of them, or you can just use this video as an example, just rewind and look, you'll see that things are going to be different. So this time around, maybe I'll get something I actually want. I doubt that will happen, but you know, you never know. So it's just something that you can do. So let me go do that real quick. I'm not going to show it, but I will cut this ahead and I'll show me opening up all my gleaming streamstones again. And you'll see that there will be different things inside of them this time around. Alrighty guys, well I'm back again. I ran my 5 quests and now all my gleaming streamstones are different. Unfortunately, I did make a backup copy of my save. I already opened them and they are all still crap. There's nothing in there that I personally want. So now I can actually kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can actually open these up and I'll show you that they are different, what is inside of these gleaming streamstones, just because I did run those quests. But also, I'm going to show you how to properly open these up if you actually do want to get something out of your gleaming streamstone. So let's pretend that the number 2 gleaming streamstone is going to have that critical eye jewel still in it. And let's also pretend that the number 3 is going to have that paralyzed jewel in there. And let's actually say that I wanted to get those jewels. So I'm going to show you how to properly do this. So the first thing you're going to do is just open up the first one, which you already know there's nothing good in this one. It's all crap. So we're going to go ahead and throw in enough jewels just to get 1 decoration out of this. Now when it comes to the jewels that you choose to actually waste and use, you pretty much can use whatever you want. But I definitely would say that if you have, let's say, 13 of this jewel right here, the steadfast jewel, you only ever need 3 stun resistance. So if you were going to make a build where you wanted to have 3 stun resistance and you planned on using the jewels to do it, as long as you have 3 of these jewels, you're good. So the rest of the jewels you can use for this purpose. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up. And we will pretty much just blow through this one because we already know that this one was all crap and there's nothing in here that we wanted from this first one, okay? Now the second one, let's try to get that critical eye jewel. Or at least pretend that it still is going to be the critical eye jewel. So once again, vitality jewel. I have 20 of these. You only ever need 3. So we can throw a bunch of these in here to get 2. So let's go ahead and do that. It took us 10 to get there. Actually, no, it will only take us 9 to get there. We don't want to waste any jewels. And let's open this up. And if this was still that critical eye jewel and I wanted to get that jewel, I would get it at this point. So let's go ahead and appraise it. And this time it is an invade window jewel, so it has changed. But, like I said, we're just pretending here. Now this one, we need to put enough in there to get 3. So this might actually take quite a bit. So defense jewel, we can throw 5 of these in here because 5 is the limit. We can continue to throw these in here. So 7, 8, there you go. Now we'll only have 3 of those. And this one as well, we can throw a couple of them in there. And now we have 3. So let's go ahead and open it up. And we would get our paralyzed jewel if that was the case, if that's what you wanted to get. So, I mean, that's pretty much how you want to do it. At least this is the way I do it. And the other 2 jewels, I wouldn't even touch them. Now, I'm sure someone might say, well, I don't have a lot of decorations to actually do this. Well, that's where you have to go and farm a lot of tempered quests. I mean, that's your first step generally, is you want to farm a ton of tempers, get a lot of crappy jewels, and then if you got these gleaming streamstones, you can start to exploit the system. And I do recommend not getting too many of them, because if you have too many of them, it's going to complicate things. And you could always use the Reddit forums and just learn about how to truly manipulate the system. So even if you do have like 40 or 50 of them, you can easily get your jewels. But like I said, to me, that's complicated. This is much simpler, and I can easily just play all I want. And then every once in a while, check these out and see if there's anything in here that I want to actually get and keep. Because if there is, I'll do it, and if there's not, I'll just download my save and go about my day. Go and play, and then come back to it anytime I want, open them up, and check it out. So that's pretty much how I do it, and that's how I have so many decorations, to be quite honest. I've exploited this system, / I've just played a lot. I mean, that's really the key. You gotta play a lot. If you farm a lot, you will definitely get the decorations that you're looking for. It might take a while, and you might be really unlucky, but eventually you will get those decorations. Trust me, it has happened to me as well. Alrighty guys, well that's going to pretty much do it for this video, so I really hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, will you please like the video for me and be sure to subscribe, and I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day, and peace out.